Okay, so I'm here to explain the color wheel assignment. So opening the assignment up from assignments or modules. Number one, read these instructions. And then when you turn in your finished color wheel, I'm looking for a JPEG. So that's the number two there, just to clarify, you're going to be turning in a JPEG. So before that, let's get to the presentation on what this assignment is all about. It's pretty straightforward. Just going to zoom in a couple. Hide that. Color wheel assignment. This is actually a 100-point assignment. Um, it seems like a small assignment, but trust me, you're going to put a lot of work into it, and it's definitely worth the 100 points. Directions: create a 12-step color wheel in Photoshop using any kind of a design you want. The first thing I want to show you is what a 12-step color wheel looks like. This is just an example, okay? So 12 steps. You have 12 colors. That's what that means. That's all. It's a 12-step color wheel. The colors must be in the correct order and position. 90% of the time, students do fine with that. Sometimes, occasionally, I'll have students that turn in color wheels with the colors out of order. For example, red should be exactly opposite or directly across from green, etc. If the colors are in the wrong order, it won't be a prop. You just won't be a proper color wheel. It won't work properly. Start with yellow at the very top. When you are finished, label each of the colors using the text tool. Be as creative as you wish. We'll talk about creativity here in a second, but I want to just go over colors again. So this is the exact order that you want your color wheel to appear in. This is the only thing that I do not want you to deviate from. You have room to be extremely creative with, in fact, it's part of the requirement. It's a huge part of the requirement is to be creative with your color wheel. This here would not be an example of a creative color wheel. This is not a creative color wheel. I'm only showing you this to show you the colors and the order that I want you to turn it in. And also, these are labeled with the text tool. You're going to label yours as well. You do not need to label anything in the center. Okay. And your labeling does not have to be located in the position that these are labeled. This is just an example. So yellow at the top, yellow, orange, 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 red, violet, violet. Occasionally you'll see purple. I mean, you're not going to lose points if you write purple instead of violet or blue purple instead of blue violet, but I just feel like the word violet kind of flows a little bit better than purple. But that's entirely up to you. Most students choose violet. Blue, blue, green, yellow, green, green, and back up to yellow. So yellow being primary, let's jump over to orange being secondary. And if you mix primary yellow with secondary orange, you get this tertiary or intermediate color, yellow orange. So I'm using a term that you would have gathered from your color notes from your e-learning assignment. Those of you that did the e-learning assignment. Intermediate or tertiary is just a mix of a primary and a secondary. And there are 6 of them: yellow orange, red violet, blue green. Um, wow. Do you guys, oh my goodness, you got to be kidding me. Have you figured out the error in this? Wow. Are you kidding me? Mislabel. The green is up here, yellow green is here. It's impossible to have an intermediate beside an intermediate. This is not yellow green. I'm glad. I know. I'm glad there's an error because then I can point it out. This is green and this is yellow green. So the colors are fine, but the labeling is off. I did not catch that when I put this in the presentation, but that's okay. I am actually going to delete this and delete this slide. Delete. All right, and go back to the instructions. Yeah, so I wrote them all out right here. The colors and the order, it's all written right here for you. Yellow, yellow, orange, orange, etc., etc. What on earth is this? This is the most important thing, okay? This is why the assignment is worth 100 points. Grading, this assignment is not an easy A. I'll be honest, I don't even think it's an easy B. I should have written B or A because of the amount that I'm going to be pushing creativity on you. And trust me, I've seen some wildly creative. I have a folder full of probably 75 of the most creative color wheels you could possibly imagine a student coming up with. Where did they get that idea? I could easily go to that folder, but here's why I'm not going to. Because what if you have that idea in your head? Or, yeah, what if you have that idea in your head and you see it in the folder? Like, I don't want you to copy anything in the folder, and I don't want you to feel bad for having the same idea as something that's already in the folder. So I am gonna show you a few select examples of very creative color wheels and some examples of not creative color wheels. So creativity, design demonstrates a high level of originality, 50 points. That's half of your grade, 50 out of 100 is just creativity. The other half is accuracy of colors and placement. Colors are accurate and in the correct order. So that example that I just showed you with the green and the yellow green not being like the text being mislabeled, that's where you would lose points for that. So as long as your colors are in the exact proper order, um, according to this, right? Yellow at the top, yellow, orange, or like everything's opposite of you. Like what if you made your color wheel into a square instead of a wheel? What if you used a square as a reference? Would those colors be accurate? No, they wouldn't end up being accurate. Might make the world's most amazing design, but the colors won't be accurate. So you do need to start with a circle in your mind. You don't need to leave your circle in your design, but you should start with a circle as kind of like a layer in Photoshop that you can delete later on if you want, or if you want to leave it in, it's fine. So, this whole grading thing, you could end up getting 50 out of 50 for accuracy, but for creativity, let's say you only got 20 points out of 50 because you just didn't push the creativity at all. The design is kind of like something I can easily find on the internet. Lots of copies of that on the internet. You're not going to get very many points, and you're going to be upset. You're going to be like, Mr. Cook, I spent a lot of time on this, and I'm going to say sorry. It's not creative enough. You needed to push that originality more. And boy, I would really like to see a lot of B's and A's on this. Hopefully, mostly A's, but it will take work. So the canvas that you're going to use is a 10 by 10 300 white. That's what you want to start with. And then when you save it, just save it with your name and call it color wheel. So you guys can go back to this if you need to. Let's look at examples. Now, please don't copy these. You definitely do not want to copy these, right? These are examples of some pretty creative color wheels. This one might be one of the most creative that I've seen um, over the years. Record player, bless you. Okay, arrow button not working. How about click? There's another example. There is no internet image on this. Bless you. There is no internet image. It is all created with Photoshop. I would say they probably started with the pen tool and made a shape and then copied it, but I actually have no idea. There's a texture overlay, there's a beveled edge, there's a drop shadow, there's a cool textured background. You know what? That background might be from the internet, but I have no idea. It looks like most of it was created in Photoshop. It's labeled properly. The colors are exactly, there is no circle here, but you can tell it began with a circle to help the artist with creativity. Another really awesome example of stepping outside of the box, thinking of something just totally different. Creative or not creative? Not creative. Doesn't mean it's, well, what else? Yeah, the colors are kind of whacked. So this one's a hack job. That's not funny. I shouldn't say that. Shouldn't make fun of anybody. But it's a hack job. Creative, not creative? Yeah, definitely not creative. And right, well, yeah, but can you tell, like, there also in terms of accuracy, I feel like between orange and red, there's not enough difference too for color accuracy. But anyway, it's not creative. How about this one? It's not creative. It's a beautiful looking color wheel. Also, it's out of order according to what I want. Yellow is nowhere near the top. And it's more than a 12-step color wheel. It's a cool looking color wheel. But it's no. There's nothing super creative about that. Yeah, this one is painted and labeled. Colors are not in the order that I want you guys to do. It looks like a pie. It's the basic pie. Definitely not creative. So I think you guys get the idea for this assignment. If you have any questions, definitely ask. Definitely ask if you have questions. Otherwise, I'm going to stop this video and good luck.